My name is Abdul Karim. I am 41 years old. The event I am sharing happened on August 27, 2017, during a severe flood in Texas. On that day, rising water trapped me inside a small house. Roads disappeared, power failed, and fear filled every room. I believed it would be my last day alive, but something happened that I never expected, something that changed my faith forever. At that time, my identity was clear and firm. I was a Quran teacher, trained from a young age to memorize, teach, and defend Islam. I came from a respected Muslim family. My father was known for discipline and religious devotion. My mother was known for obedience and sacrifice. Faith shaped our home, our speech, and our rules. Questioning was not encouraged, obedience was. My education followed a straight path. I studied Islamic studies as a boy. I memorized passages through repetition and correction. I later attended formal religious training, learning how to teach others, lead prayers, and guide children and adults in Quran recitation. Teaching was not just my job, it was my honor. People trusted me. Parents brought their children to me. I carried authority, respect, and responsibility. My way of life was strict and ordered. I prayed at fixed times. I avoided anything considered unclean or forbidden. I taught daily classes. I corrected mistakes. I warned others about false beliefs. I believed I was serving God with my whole life. I never imagined my faith could change, and I never wanted it to. Then the flood came. The rain did not stop. Streets turned into rivers. The house where I stayed filled with cold, dirty water. The doors would not open. The windows were blocked. My phone stopped working. Power was gone. I climbed higher as the water rose. My body shook from fear and exhaustion. I felt small, weak, and alone. In that trapped place, my mind began to break under pressure. I prayed as I always had, but fear drowned my confidence. Time passed slowly. The water pressed against the walls like it wanted to crush me. I believed death was close. That was when everything changed. In that helpless moment, I experienced something I had never been taught to expect. A presence made itself known to me, not through argument, not through force, but through calm authority and deep peace. He revealed himself to me in a way that reached my heart, not my training. He showed me care instead of judgment. He showed me life instead of fear. Surviving the flood was only the beginning. When I was rescued, the real storm started. The decision I made in my heart brought consequences I was not prepared for. My faith change led to rejection. Friends turned away. My name became a reason for anger. Threats followed. I lost my role, my community, and my safety. Fear returned, but now it came from people, not water. After the flood, my body was saved, but my heart was no longer the same. What I experienced while trapped had changed me deeply. I could not explain it fully, but I knew something inside me had shifted. I felt a new peace mixed with fear. I tried to return to my normal life, but normal no longer fit me. I went back to teaching for a short time. I sat in the same room, I opened the same books, I saw the same faces, but my hands shook, my voice felt weak, every lesson felt heavy. I knew I was hiding something important, and hiding it was hurting me. When my change became noticeable, people started to watch me closely. Some asked questions with suspicion, others avoided me. I felt eyes on me everywhere. Friends who once greeted me warmly now kept their distance. Respect slowly turned into silence. Soon the pressure grew. A religious leader called me aside and spoke to me with a hard face. He told me I was changing in a dangerous way. He warned me that doubt was a sickness. He made it clear that my position was at risk. I felt small standing there. My heart beat fast. Fear wrapped around my chest. When I finally admitted my new belief, everything broke at once. I was removed from teaching. My name was spoken with anger. People I had helped now treated me like a traitor. Messages came to me filled with threats. Some said I had brought shame. Others said I deserved punishment. I stopped sleeping well. Every sound at night made me jump. My family was the hardest part. When they found out, pain filled our home. My father looked at me with disappointment that felt heavier than words. My mother cried often. Relatives stopped visiting. I was told I had destroyed everything our family stood for. Love turned into pressure. Concern turned into control. I was watched closely. My phone was checked. My movements were questioned. I was warned not to speak openly. I was told to return to my old faith or face serious consequences. Fear became my daily companion. I lost my income. I lost my place in the community. I lost safety. There were days I went hungry because I had no support. There were nights I hid in silence, afraid of being found. I moved from place to place, never staying long. I felt hunted. I felt alone. I felt weak. But even in that suffering, something held me steady. The same presence that met me during the flood stayed with me in the persecution. He showed me comfort when I cried alone. He revealed strength when my body felt empty. He reminded me that truth is costly, but it is never pointless. This chapter was not about water or rescue. It was about rejection, loss, and pain. It was about what happens when faith costs you everything you once had. And yet, I was still standing. After my family turned away, danger moved closer. I felt it in the way people looked at me. I noticed it in the silence that followed my footsteps. My name no longer brought respect. It brought anger. I stopped living openly. I changed where I slept. I avoided places I once loved. I walked with my head down. I kept my body tense, always ready to run. Every knock on a door made my heart race. Every unknown number on a phone filled me with fear. People from my past began to search for me. Some were former students, some were community members, some were people who once trusted me with their children. Now they treated me like an enemy. They told others that I had betrayed my faith. They spread stories to make me look dangerous. Lies traveled faster than truth. One night I was warned that a group wanted to confront me. I was told they planned to force me back or silence me. My hands shook when I heard this. My legs felt weak. I packed a small bag and left before morning. I became a hidden person. I slept in unfamiliar places, sometimes on hard floors, sometimes sitting up because lying down felt unsafe. Hunger followed me often. I learned how to survive on very little. My body grew thin. My face looked tired. My eyes carried fear. Loneliness hurt more than hunger. I missed my family. I missed normal life. I missed being known for good things. There were moments when I cried quietly so no one would hear me. There were moments when I wondered if choosing truth was worth this much pain. But even in hiding, I was not alone. The one who revealed himself to me during the flood stayed near. He showed me calm when fear tried to control my mind. He reminded me that suffering does not mean abandonment. He strengthened me when my body felt empty and my heart felt crushed. Still, the persecution grew heavier. I was threatened again. I was told my life was in danger if I did not return. I was warned that leaving the faith I was born into had consequences that could not be reversed. I knew they were serious. I had seen what happened to others who made the same choice. I lived each day carefully. I trusted very few people. I moved often. I spoke softly. I learned how to disappear in plain sight. My life became smaller, but my faith became stronger. This chapter broke me in many ways. It stripped me of comfort, safety, and pride. But it also showed me something important. Truth does not always protect you from pain. Sometimes it leads you straight into it. And yet even there, I was held. By this time, my life had become very small. I owned almost nothing. I moved quietly. I trusted slowly. Each day felt heavy, and each night felt long. I woke up listening for danger. I slept lightly, ready to run. The persecution did not stop. I was reported to authorities by people who once called me brother. I was followed more than once. I noticed familiar faces watching from a distance. I was warned again that my decision had crossed a line that could not be forgiven. Fear stayed close, like a shadow that never left. There were days I had no safe place to stay. I remember sitting alone in a dark room, my back against the wall, listening to my own breathing. My stomach hurt from hunger. My body felt weak. My heart felt tired. I wondered how a single decision could cost so much. I lost my family. My phone stayed silent. No messages, no concern, no love. The people who raised me treated me like I no longer existed. I carried that pain everywhere. It hurt more than threats. It hurt more than hunger. I lost my name. People spoke about me as a warning. Children were told not to be like me. I became a story used to scare others into obedience. Everything I had built over many years disappeared in a short time. Yet, in the middle of this loss, something new grew. The one who revealed himself to me during the flood stayed faithful. He showed me comfort when I cried alone. He revealed peace when fear tried to take control. He reminded me that my value did not come from people, titles, or approval. I began to feel strong in a new way. Not strong in my body, but strong in my heart. I learned to forgive those who hurt me. I learned to love even when love was not returned. I learned that faith is not proven in safety, but in suffering. Eventually, help came from unexpected places. Kind people offered shelter. Believers prayed for me. I found a small community that welcomed me without fear. For the first time since the flood, I felt seen again. I felt human again. My life did not become easy, but it became true. This chapter marks the end of my old life and the beginning of a new one. I still carry scars. I still face danger. But I also carry hope, purpose, and peace that persecution could not destroy. To Christians around the world, I ask you to pray. Pray for those who are persecuted for their faith. Pray for those who are hiding, rejected, threatened, and alone. Pray that they will remain strong and that love will overcome fear. And if you are reading this and feel a pull in your heart to turn away from sin and turn toward God, I invite you to pray simply, right where you are. Ask God to forgive your sins. Tell Him you believe in Jesus. Ask Him to lead your life. Trust Him with your future. No matter where you are not alone. Faith may cost you much, but it gives you life.